Council, public hearing is in session. Roll call, please.
Johnny Blunt.
Here.
Jason Hood.
Here.
Bobby Martin.
Here.
Lamar Marshall. Mike Williams.
Here.
Public hearing, number 1. An ordinance to amend Chapter 8, Section 1 of the Code of Ordinances as follows. Bicycle. The word bicycle shall mean and include a vehicle with 2, 3, or 4 tandem wheels with solid or pneumatic tires, having a steering bar or wheel, a saddle seat, and propelled by human power. Michael Ballard.
I provided you some information by email. I'm not sure if everyone received it, but I have extra copies if you don't.
I received mine.
Okay.
Mr. Ballard, give us your full name and address for the record, please.
Sure. Michael Dean Ballard, Jr. Address is 7707 Green Street, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70118.
Thank you.
At this point, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do as far as answer questions or provide any information about the business.
If you would, could you just give the council and the public a little background on what this is all about? I know we chatted about it a little
Sure.
bit at the last meeting, but maybe those in the audience will hear about it for the first time.
Sure. Pelican Pedal Tours provides a 14-passenger bicycle. It has 5 pedaling seats on each side, 2 non-pedaling seats on each side, and a bench seat for 2 people. Generally travels between points of interest, let's say in the downtown. Generally it's used for, let's say, parties, happy hours, events like that. And really the goal of the bike is to support local businesses. Usually people, when they rent it, they go from, let's say, restaurant to restaurant, stay roughly 15 to 30 minutes in each place, and they usually have about a 2-hour tour. Let's see, also I've been working with the university. The vice president of student affairs has allowed me to come on campus, set up for me to come on campus for several events. And I'll also be hiring students through the Department of Career Services. I've been working with the Vice President of Career Services as well, and I just posted the job on the student website this morning, and I'm looking for basically 6 drivers and hosts.
So these will be just for special occasions? They won't be...
It'll be a daily service, really. Most places that have these, they do the bulk of the business on weekends, but you can also do them for special events. I actually contacted a lady that helps with the Relay for Life to see if I can donate the bike for their event on November 1st, but people do them for special events as well.
I'm trying to picture it on campus. Does everyone have to get on at the same time, or you can be riding through campus and may have 2 or 3 vacant seats and somebody hop on?
On campus, truthfully, I think it may run a little differently than, let's say, in the downtown area. Usually, tours have to start and end with the same number of people. On campus, they may decide that they want to use it, let's say, for a fun shuttle around campus. You can really pedal the bike with as few as 4 people. 6 or 8 is recommended.
Traffic concerns? I'm sorry, Mayor. I mean, obviously, other cities have these, but...
Right. The main traffic concern is that it not be on state roads, so this bike will be limited to just the city streets or on campus. The maximum speed of this is 6 miles per hour. Let's see, as far as safety issues also, we have to provide a helmet for every rider, whether they choose to wear it or not. Also, I have insurance. Most places require that you have $300,000 to $450,000 in insurance. And I actually have a $2 million insurance policy that will start as soon as we're in operation.
Do you have these in operation already in other places? Or
I don't.
specifically?
Yeah, I don't. But Minneapolis, St. Paul, I believe they had about 11 last summer, and I believe they have 20 this summer. So.
Final question.
Yes.
Any advertising on the bike itself, big gaudy signs or anything like that?
It currently does not have advertising. In the future, if that's permitted, I would like to discuss possibly adding not a gaudy sign, but there's like an LED sign that you can put on the back. Most places just require that you have that approved, let's say, by safety and permits. You can put it on the back or on the side. But the bike that I'm going to purchase does not have any signage on it.
Andre, really all we're doing right now with this ordinance is changing the definition of a bicycle. So would he have to come back to get, what kind of permit would he need for this business?
The only thing he'll need is an occupational license, right, Jenny?
Correct.
So this would be the last time we come before the council.
Yes.
Well, unless you choose to change the ordinance. What you're doing now is you're just allowing larger bicycles under the same rules as you have right now as applies to all the bicycles.
Andre, do you see a need? I mean, are there anything we should be concerned about other than the
Safety.
definition of a bicycle? I mean,
Safety is the only issue, well, not the only issue, but a main issue, and
but this
he's
ordinance
gotta
doesn't
comply with
deal
all,
with
he's
that.
gotta comply with all the traffic, stoplights and stop signs and lanes of travel and roadways and obstruction of views and yielding rights of ways. It's gonna be the same laws applicable as exist now.
Any other questions? Are there any public input? Any questions from the audience? Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Number 2, an ordinance to approve amended ordinance number 13-5357 as requested by ALAC Properties LLC, Greg ALAC, to extend deadline to construct cul-de-sac on Arc Way and to accept performance bond in the amount of $69,500 expiring on October the 6th, 2015 for construction of the cul-de-sac located at 17420 Highway 190 East, Zone CHSDF 2009-8-1. Josh Keller.
They haven't sold lots back there. It's a cul-de-sac that wasn't constructed. They have a performance bond posted. It's good. It's good through 2015, as you see. And they're just asking for an extension for 1 year. The Planning Commission did voice concerns of an ongoing approval of this, and they're aware of that. So.
This is the first time we've given
No,
an
sir.
extension.
This is not.
So, how many extensions they've had?
I want to say Jason was used.
This would be the
Third?
second or third
I
request.
think this is the third.
Do we have a limitation?
Josh?
You can keep extending
Oh,
if you so choose, but they have to come here every time they do it. So.
any questions from the audience?
Thank you.
We will now go into our regular session. Roll call, please.
Johnny Blunt.
Here.
Jason Hood.
Here.
Bobby Martin.
Here.
Lamar Marshall. Mike Williams.
Okay. We stand proud. Mr. Vick, would you bless us?
Oh God, as we turn our attention to you in this moment of contemplation, we thank you for the beauty of this day. We thank you for the beauty of our city, and above all, for the good people who populate it. We thank you for the men and women who dedicate themselves to helping govern all of us, to those who provide health care, those who provide protection from fire and from violence and crime. We thank you for all the good people who serve the needs of others. We thank you for the many organizations in our city that also look to help those less fortunate than themselves. And we thank you for all these good things that you give us. We thank you for this great nation of ours. And during this time of peril, we pray that you protect us, that you protect the men and women who defend our freedoms. And we pray for all the people out in the world, those beset by deadly diseases such as Ebola, those caught in the crossfires of war, such as those being waged in Syria and Iraq. We ask that you bring solace and consolation to the victims of those wars, and ultimately to a peace that you promised through your Son, Jesus Christ, our Savior. Amen.
Amen. Mr. Dangerfield, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Any council reports? Mayor?
Yes, sir. I have a number of things. First of all, I want to thank, you called on Mr. Vic for the prayer. Thank the good Lord for Vic and his committee that are working to keep Hammond clean. Friday of cleanup day, there were 8 employees and 98 volunteers that came into our city to help clean up the city. They picked up 157 bags of trash, worked 292 hours, and the value of their work was $6,020. Check is in the mail, Vic. By the way, we did go we had representatives that went to the Keep Louisiana Beautiful conference in Baton Rouge, and the city of Hammond was named as the outstanding affiliate, thanks to the hard work of Vic and the committee. And they also brought back a check for $500, which was very good, and it will be used towards cleanup.
Easiest $500 ever made.
The council has seen the sales tax report, but I will report that the collections for this month were $1,417,062. That was down slightly. It was down 0.64%. However, if you compare it to the collections for 2014, the first 2 months of the fiscal year, the collections are up almost $100,000. So we are a little bit short in the budget, but we will make that up as the year goes on. There are some events coming up that we invite the council to and the public. This Thursday evening, there is a forum with the political candidates that will be meeting at the new ballroom at Southeastern Louisiana University. Meet and greet at 5 o'clock, I believe that's correct. And y'all don't have to worry about that, do you? Meet and greet at 5 o'clock, and then there will be a forum for the Marshall candidates beginning at 6 p.m. On Friday, Senator Vitter will be holding a town hall meeting here in this room beginning at 2:30, and the public is invited. And I would like to remind everyone that City Hall will be closed on Monday thanks to the council celebrating Columbus Day. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Dangerfield.
Good evening. I'd like to thank this council for giving me the opportunity to speak. There's a problem in my neighborhood.
Sir, would you give us again your full name and address for the record?
My name is Ronald L. Dangerfield, Sr. I live at 314 Wilbur Dangerfield Drive, Hammond, Louisiana, 70104.
Thank you.
As I was saying, we got a serious problem on Wilbur Dangerfield Drive. Narcotics, the sale of narcotics. For 2 years, I've been literally chasing the mayor down to get this problem solved. I've been informing my city councilman about the problem. The Selling of Drugs by Joe Harvey at 309 Wilbur Dangerfield Drive. That's my grandmama's house. He lived with my cousin. The house is owned by Kerry Dangerfield Jr., who's a sitting state trooper. And I went to him and I told him, why would you rent this house to these people? They deal drugs. I watch them all the time, 24/7. I write their license plate numbers down. These dudes, they be getting busy. My house has been egged. My car's been egged. BB guns been shot at my house. They training the young men in the neighborhood to deal drugs. Property values going down. Of course, Mayor, you don't have that problem though, because I see you got about a $300,000 house in front of you and $400,000 house in the back, $80,000 for the pool house. Quite sure your property value is going up.
Not my pool house.
I understand. Day and night, these people dealing drugs. I've called Crime Stoppers. No response. Over and over again. It's a shame. I can look out my front room window. They got these little white kids over here sitting in the cars. They got the black kids going down the street buying dope for them. I take the license plates over here to Lieutenant Monastere for narcotics. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get them. They ain't got them yet. It's been going on for 2 years. I think they outsmarting the police, but they say they're gonna get them. All kind of foul language. Friday, I step out on the porch. The guy tell me he gonna kill me.
The guy told you that that's family, right?
No, this dude ain't no kin to me. That's Ramona. That's Ramona, my cousin. That's her old man. They stay together with a house full of kids. You know. And it's the second time he done told me he gonna kill me. So I figure like I need to take this very serious. But I've been serious all the time. I want this dude, and there are other people in the neighborhood, senior citizens, mostly women, who are terrified, who won't come up here and say what's going on. It's an old neighborhood. I've called the feds. No action. All right. I discussed this with my Councilman Blunt. He told me he was going to send a man to my house. The man came to my house, saw Chief Carter, and I showed him one of these pads. Of course, he got about 5 more. He used the word DAM. This was going on, and you see it. He got on the phone and called Lieutenant Monastere and asked him, what you gonna do about this problem? Well, they got some in the police department that want to do it one way, some in the police department want to do it another way. I can't run how they run the operation. They go and talk to him. Mr. Smith, I gotta give them their props. They slowed it down. But this dude needs to be removed from our neighborhood. We need some help. We the people need help right over there. I'm quite sure nobody on this council got a drug dealer stay across the street from them or 2 houses down. Because y'all wouldn't allow that. They were being handcuffed and hauled away right quick. I know that for a fact. Because I think, Mayor, that you over the chiefs. The chief of police, am I correct?
That's correct.
So I seen the chief of police I was in the post office. And I told him, I said, look, I got a problem in front of my house. I said, one of your officer son-in-law is selling dope in front of my house. And he looked at me and said, well, you know, you ought not be making accusations like that. When I speak, I don't make accusations, I make facts. And the fact of the matter is, I raised so much sand, they moved. Now the dog stay in the house. He's the best neighbor you ever want to see.
Take about 1 minute.
So I would like for this gentleman to be removed from our neighborhood. The police know exactly who he is. He got a rap sheet along with my arm. He not from here. He from somewhere down in New Orleans, across that river somewhere. And I guess the next thing he'll be doing is threatening my wife, threatening my children, threatening my grandkids. I'm not worried about him threatening me. But I thought it should be brought to the council's attention what's going on at 309 Wilbur Dangerfield Drive. I thank you for your time, your patience, and your prayers.
Thank you. Are there any new businesses in town? Any new business? Okay. Approval of minutes?
Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin.
Aye.
Mike Williams. Motion approved.
Resolutions, none. Old business, none. New business. Number 1, a resolution authorizing the renewal of all existing businesses' high and or low alcohol permits in the city of Hammond for the calendar year 2015. Jenny Wilson.
Good afternoon. This is an annual renewal that happens once a year at this time. All of the businesses that are on the list that I have already given to everyone have already been pre-approved either during the year or even a previous year. So they are all existing approvals just up for renewal. I did, give the police department a chance to look over the list. I haven't gotten any complaints that there's a problem at any of them on the list, and I am asking for renewal of all existing permits for 2015.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin.
Aye.
Mike Williams. Motion approved.
Thank you.
Number 2, a resolution authorizing the Downtown Development District to serve alcohol and approving a waiver of the open container law for Starry November nights on Friday for November 14, 2014, from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. within the boundaries of the Downtown Development District. Most of the activities will be concentrated on East and West Robert Street, East and West Thomas Street, and West Charles Street from Northwest Railroad Avenue to Kate Street, North Cypress Street, and the Casa de Fresa, and the Kidder Parking Mall. Terry Lynn Smith.
Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's okay. Well, we're glad to be here, and we're glad to get our event started with your approval. That's how we do it. So I just want you to know that we're taking all precautions about safety and making sure that we have no one towed during our event. We're telling everyone that owns apartments to tell their tenants what's going on. The business owners will have notices in their business places of business, and it'll identify to the customers that there are streets to be closed. The newspaper will also put that in the newspaper with a map of where we're closing. So we think we're taking extra steps that we hope will make it better.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood.
Aye.
Bobby Martin.
Aye.
Mike Williams. Motion approved.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much, appreciate it.
Number 3, a resolution to approve the Municipal Water Pollution Prevention Report 2013-2014 required by LADEQ on City of Hammond South Plant discharge permits.
How y'all doing tonight?
I hear it.
Just to give you a little bit of background, this is something that's been required for probably 20 years on our discharge permits, and the purpose of this resolution is to make sure that each council member gets a report that tells him the effluent operation and the discharge analysis of our wastewater plants and the overflows that take place in town. So it's to make you aware and make them aware that you are aware of the plant operations. So it's basically a summary of all the analysis, discharge reports of the wastewater plant, and it's required annually.
It's good reading, right?
Gary, could you summarize, have we had any issues other than the odor? We're familiar with the odor issue, which is not a health issue. Have we had any other issues? And isn't our discharge permit coming up for renewal soon?
Our discharge permit expires August 2015. We have a consultant hired now doing a permit application which has to be submitted 6 months in advance of expiration date. So it'll have to be given to DEQ by February of 2015, which we're on track to get that done. But to answer the mayor's question, we do have issues with, and we've got a whole lot better this year, but we still have issues with exceeding our BOD limits at the plant on occasion, which this contributes to the odor. Ammonia is a lot of the cause. A high ammonia causes your treatment process and causes you to get a high BOD. So we're looking for a solution to that, and it doesn't happen all the time. It's sporadic. I mean, you might go 4 or 5 weeks without even having a problem, and all of a sudden it pops up. So it's and I will say this is a treatment process, and every day you get you don't get the same concentration of wastewater in every day. You get different things that get dumped on you that you're not aware of, and that causes upsets sometimes. So I hopefully we'll eventually get this resolved. And actually, Chuck and I are going at the end of this month to go look at a different type of aeration system that we're told will help with this problem. That's the city we're going to look at has Sanderson Farm chicken processing, and they swear up and down that they don't have any problems with odor or anything. So we've scheduled a meeting, and also this treatment process will cut our horsepower needs in half, which what that does is cut our energy costs way down. So it's a win-win if it works, and we're going to look at it at the end of this month. We have a scheduled appointment to go look at this town in Mississippi that has it, and we'll be reporting back to the mayor on what we find if it's successful. But we're constantly looking for better ways to operate this system, and like I say, this will be a cost savings if it works, and a treatment process advantage.
We should love with that. Motion to approve.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved.
Thank you, Gary. Number 4, a resolution approving change order number 1 for lift station improvements, fiscal year 2014, project 616-11302. Chuck.
Yes, should be hyperlinked. This is what it looks like. This is 2 pump stations. We typically do 2 pump stations a year. We have 51 lift stations. We do 2 a year, then the 25-year life will work. They're actually 20 years, but that's the normal lifespan. The 2 that we're working on this year is the one we call the Arnold Pump Stations on North Cherry Street, just kind of down around East Michigan or so. I don't know if you know exactly where it is, but it's across from the daycare, sort of. It's on a little piece of grass we cut on the west side of North Cherry Street. That's called an Arnold Pump Station. And the other one is at Oak Knoll Estates, which was put in 1986, so it's almost 30 years old. So they're both due upgrade. The change order you have before you has to do with two items. One is the installation of a phase converter at Oak Knoll, and the other has to do with installing a 6-foot chain link fence with 3-strand barbed wire. We're also going to eliminate, or we're eventually going to eliminate a pump station, which I think is 51, isn't it, Gary? 35? It's called the TARC pump station. It only handles TARC. So we have to go every day and maintain it and pay the electric bill every day. So we have extended a gravity line down a common property line from Airport Road, or Industrial Park Road, whatever the name of it is now, all the way to TARC, and then Gary's people are going to tie into that gravity line, allowing us to eliminate the pump station. This is the long story to get to the point. The landowner agreed to give us a right-of-way to run the sewer, but we have to replace this fence with a 6-foot-high chain link fence that's there. We had to take the fence down, we have to put it back up. So this is what this $2,200 for, is to put a new fence up for him. That was his agreement. He didn't have to buy the right of way, he donated it, but he did ask the fence to be repaired. In all honesty, we probably would have damaged it anyway, so this is fair in my opinion, and this is what's before you. The mayor did ask about the budget, and you probably have that same question. We do have contingency funds in this project to handle this change order, so this will not be an additional appropriation. So I would recommend approval of change order number 1 for lift station improvements 2014 in the amount of $10,416. Anybody have any comments or questions?
Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved.
Thank you, Judge. Number 6, a resolution to approving budget change form 15-05, merging sidewalk improvements fiscal year 2014, sidewalk improvement fiscal year 2015, with drainage improvements fiscal year 2015. Project 42011-509.
Yes, sir. This should be 15-02. This is the second budget change form we've had this year, this fiscal year. Budget change form merges or transfers funds between projects within the same fund. This is all 420 projects, all sales tax surplus projects. And what we're doing is we're taking the 2 sidewalk appropriations, and I've attached to this what those appropriations are. The mayor had asked me for that. So there's 3 pages attached to this form. The first page is the 2014 sidewalk monies. The second and third page is the 2015 sidewalk and drainage monies. So I'm putting those into one project for the simple reason that we can't do our sidewalks for 14 because we haven't finished the drainage job for 14. So to get an economies of scale, I'm putting all the sidewalks together in one contract. They'll be in the next drainage contract, typically we let these in January or so after we get our sales tax in December and our property taxes. But in so doing, I need to do a accounting move, which is basic to merge all these funds into one project. And that's called a budget change form. So what will happen, if you look on the remarks on the first page, it tells you what we're doing. We're transferring the 2 sidewalk projects into the drainage contract for 2015. So all the sidewalks and all the drainage in this fiscal year will be done under one contractor. He'll lay the drainage and I'll come back on top of it with sidewalks. It is no change in budget. This is what you appropriated. This is simply putting them into one contract number, so I don't have 3 separate project numbers to deal with. The list is there. I can answer any questions about the list if you want to know what's going on with the list, but the list is what you approved by ordinance when you adopted the budget in 2014 and again in 2015. So I can certainly answer if you want any details. But
What's the timeline, Chuck?
January or so. December, we'll probably let the bids in December so we can start work after you get the sales tax monies in from December. Typically, we kind of start early in the spring. Sometimes it depends on weather, sometimes it depends on workload. In my opinion, we'll have this out in December, though. We'll have the bids let in December. The work will take 180 days, and it'll probably start in late January or so.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Johnny Blunt.
Aye.
Jason Hood.
Aye.
Bobby Martin.
Aye.
Mike Williams.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Thank you, Chuck. Number 6, a resolution to authorize the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 3652 to sell beer on November 6, 2014 in the Harley-Davidson parking lot in conjunction with the Veterans Day holiday. Red Larkin.
My name's Red Larkin. I live at 1106 Rue St. Michael, Hammond. I represent the Veterans of Foreign War. And our friends at the Harley-Davidson Company is having a fundraiser for our post on in November there on the Saturday before Veterans Day. And the funds from that, the proceeds of it will go to the VFW. And what the fundraiser consists of is a poker run, be food, music, and drinks. And of course, the proceeds will go to the VFW hut. And we're asking permission to sell beer at that event. It'll be a one-time event that we'll just have beer in ice coolers and sell it. And as I said, the proceeds go to the Veterans of Foreign War there.
Motion to
Second.
Johnny Blunt.
Aye.
Jason Hood.
Aye.
Bobby Martin.
Aye.
Mike Williams.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for your service, Red.
Number 7, a resolution to confirm the appointment of Randy Vicknair to the boards of Hammond Area Economic and Industrial Development District and the Hammond Industrial Board. His term would be to fill the unexpired term of Jennifer Bartels Moore through August 31st, 2016. Mayor Foster.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to put before the council for confirmation of Randy Vicknair. Randy is an Assistant Vice President and Credit Officer at First Guaranty Bank. He's been with First Guaranty Bank for 9 years, manages a department of 10 employees, and oversees credit policy and processes of the bank. Prior to working at First Guaranty, Randy worked as an accountant for Carter Plantation, where he was responsible for the company's accounts payable, accounts receivable, and payroll. He's an alumnus of Southeastern, holding an MBA and a BS in finance. Also holds a Master of Banking degree from Graduate School of Banking at LSU and is a Level 1 CFA candidate ongoing. He and his wife, Jamie, who is also a Southeastern alumnus with an undergraduate degree and an MBA degree, is a member of the College Advisory Board, active member of the Alumni Association, Kappa Alpha Order Alumni Chapter, where he's a treasurer and is involved in the Louisiana Bankers Association as a member. Randy will be filling the unexpired term of Jennifer Bartels Moore through August 31st, 2016. I'm very pleased to put his name in for a nomination to these two boards, and Randy is here tonight. If we would like to come up and subject himself to all of the questioning of the council.
Sure, if you have any other questions, please feel free to fire away.
You sure you qualify?
I'm not sure, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, he looks like he's qualified.
Randy he is a resident of the city of Hammond, incidentally, so therefore he is qualified to sit on the Heidi board.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Johnny Blunt.
Aye.
Jason Hood.
Aye.
Bobby Martin.
Aye.
Mike Williams.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Thanks, Randy.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the meetings.
Number 8, a resolution authorizing the Hammond Fraternal Order of Police to obtain a waiver of the open container law for the chili cook-off event on Friday, November the 21st, 2014, from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. and on Saturday, November the 22nd, 2014, from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. within the boundaries as follows. The site, the Northern House, and the Avis and the St. James Parking Mall. North Kate Street from East Thomas to East Morris, and South Kate Street from Morris to East Hanson Avenue. Chad Hill.
I'm with the Hammond Police Department. I'm also the event coordinator for the 2014 Chili Cook-Off, which will be held on November 21st and 22nd. We also have a car show and live music, as well as an event to do for the kids. Also, if anybody wants to put in a team, they can contact me on my phone. Number is 985-974-3162. I have this poster I'm going to leave with y'all. And that's about it.
How many years?
Sir?
How many years have y'all done this?
This is going to be the 7th year. Yes, sir.
Has any police officer won this thing?
Sir?
Any police officers won?
Do they?
Have any of you guys won this?
One? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I won it in 2009. Yes, sir. But since I'm the event coordinator, I'm not cooking this year because we will have celebrity judges also. Thank you. That's the one thing I left out.
Like the judge.
Ted, you said that was your number?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna call you back when we're down the field.
All right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, have a big chili cook-off. That'd be good.
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved.
Number 9, a resolution authorizing the Hammond Fraternal Order of Police to sell beer within the boundaries set for the Chili Cook-Off event on Friday, November 21st, 2014, from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., and on Saturday, November 22nd, 2014, from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Number 10, a resolution to authorize the Hammond Horror Festival Committee to sell beer and wine for the Masquerade Ball on Friday, October the 10th, 2014, at the Hammond Regional Arts Center, with proceeds benefiting American Cancer Society, Tangible Relay for Life. Taylor.
Yes, Taylor couldn't be here this evening. My name is Daphne Hebert. I live at 161 Villardo Lane, Independence, and I'm here to represent him and the Hammond Horror Festival. The ball is in its 3rd year. The festival overall is in its 4th year, and this is our 1st year as an official team for the South Tangipahoa Relay for Life. We did make a donation last year, but this year we actually signed up as our own team, and this is our major fundraising event for the Relay for Life. We are looking to be able to sell the beer and wine as part of our concession stand just that one night at the Masquerade Ball. It is an all-ages event, so we will have people at the door carding attendees and handing wristbands to those 21 and over so that we can be sure that the appropriate people are being served.
Motion to approve. Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved.
Thank you.
Number 11, a resolution authorizing the mayor or the director of administration to enter into an agreement between the city of Hammond and Auto Title Service LLC, authorizing the subcontracting agreement for providing services as a public tag agent. Barbara?
Hello. Hi, most of you know me. I'm Barbara Tallow Farkas from Barbara Tallow's Auto Title Service. The purpose of this resolution is to expedite motor vehicle services. Most of us can't stand to go to motor vehicle. The staff is getting shorter, the lines are getting longer, and what we're proposing to do is to bring some expedited services into the motor vehicle office itself by privatizing it, by becoming more with my office, like my office is more efficient, and to bring that efficiency over to that office, because the state is typically has budget issues and they're downsizing. We also want to make sure that motor vehicle stays here in the city of Hammond.
I spoke to you on the phone.
I spoke to most of you on the phone.
Yeah.
So.
Public has any questions? We were taking over the driver's license plates.
Right.
And there will be a fee.
Between $5 and $15, more than what's being charged there today.
So if somebody wanted to go to AME?
Oh, if someone wanted to go to AME, they can still do online services like they do today. They can still go to AME, they still Livingston. Those places will still be public-run motor vehicle offices.
And there, just so the public knows, there's a law that says the only place that has to be a driver's license office is the
that is correct.
Seat.
Currently, the law states that every parish seat has to have a state-run facility. And so Hammond has never fit into that, and so they've always kind of used it like they were going to possibly pull. So we're trying to avoid all that in the future. And in addition to that, we're going to bring technology in, we're going to shorten the lines, and we're going to make it a nice place to go.
I paid $10 to get it.
Mayor, does this affect the agreement that we have had with the DMV for the building in a particular way?
We have met with the Office of Motor Vehicles. As a matter of fact, when we met with Barbie, Andre was there along with the attorney from the Office of Motor Vehicles, the director of the Office of Motor Vehicles, the state director, and they are fully supportive of this move. It will not affect, actually, to answer your question, we will have a companion resolution that will be brought before the council at the next meeting as well to allow us to enter into an agreement with the state that we would actually become the tag agent. This resolution allows us to do the third party with Barbie and Auto Title Service, LLC. I guess to further answer your question, we think we've worked out all of those details. I have been in contact with Darrell Smith, the owner of the building, and he is fully supportive of this because he wants to make sure that that office is maintained there. Did I get all your questions?
I think yes. But Councilman, this agreement is contingent upon the city having an agreement with the state to operate the operation there, and then the city would contract with Auto Title Service to actually functionally operate the office. So this is one agreement that the state wants to see before it agrees to enter into with the city of Hammond.
Because they want to build that agreement around this one.
Right.
Is what they're doing.
I want to be careful, and I know we spoke on the phone too. I want to be careful as to, I can't remember the exact agreement that we had with the DMV, but I know there's some money there that the city puts forth that we get back in some fees.
Actually, we collect a $3 fee on every transaction. That would continue. With this arrangement, we put that money into a fund. We have a separate fund that is, the expenses can only be used for paying the light bill, the rent, and any improvements that have to be made to the building itself. We can't spend it on fixing streets or parks or whatever.
It's to maintain that motor vehicle office there.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve.
Johnny Blunt.
Aye.
Jason Hood.
Aye.
Bobby Martin.
Aye.
Mike Williams. Motion approved.
Thank you.
Final adoption of ordinance, old business and new business. Number 1, final adoption ordinance to amend Chapter 8, Section 1 of the Code of Ordinances as follows. Bicycle The word bicycle shall mean and include a vehicle with 2, 3, or 4 tandem wheels with solid or pneumatic tires, having a steering bar or wheel, a saddle seat, and propelled by human power.
So moved.
Second.
Johnny Blunt.
Aye.
Jason Hood.
Aye.
Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved.
Number 2, final adoption of an ordinance to approve amended ordinance number 13-5357 as requested by ALAC Properties LLC, Greg ALAC, to extend deadline to construct cul-de-sac on Arc Way and to accept performance bond in the amount of $69,500 expiring on 10/06/2015 for construction of the cul-de-sac located at 17420 Highway 190 East, Zone CH, SDF 2009-8-1.
Motion to approve. Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood.
Aye.
Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved.
Introduction of ordinance and set of public hearing. Number 1, introduction of an ordinance to revive Section 17-3, smoking in public buildings and public vehicles prohibited, to indicate prohibition of smoking within 20 feet of any city building and allowing for violators to be punished as provided in Section 1 through 8 of the Code of Ordinances.
Mr. President, that's Section 1-8 of the Code of Ordinances, just to make the record clear. And what we're asking to do is to make those smokers who are around public buildings to move outside of the buildings without the smoke blowing into the buildings, and we'll have some more information on that at the public hearing.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved. Public hearing is set for October 22nd, 2014. 21st.
21st.
Sorry.
Number 2, introduction of an ordinance to amend and restate provisions concerning cemeteries in the city of Hammond and amend and restate Chapter 10 of the Book of Ordinances.
Mr. President, it sounds a lot more difficult than what it is, but bottom line is that in Holly Garden cemetery, the middle portion of Holly Garden Cemetery, I have a diagram here, and I don't think there's one included in the books. This area is all included as having tombstones that are required to be flat on the ground. And what's happened over time is that people have started putting pots and vases and other things that it's just as difficult to maintain this area being defined as having flat tombstones as it would be with having regular tombstones. We've talked to Leon White, who has to keep up the cemeteries, and he said it would probably be he said it would be just as easy for him to do it just as he does with Green Lawn Cemetery. If we go to the monuments above ground, they do sell for a little bit more than the flat monuments. Question was asked today, would this be retroactive if it's approved? And I would assume that if anybody has a flat monument, they would be allowed to put an above-ground monument. So that's what this discussion will be about.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved. Public hearing is set for October 22nd, 2014. No, I'm not sure.
Number 3, introduction of an ordinance to approve a revocation of a 20 feet by 284 feet portion of unimproved Campo Street right-of-way and re-subdivision of Lot 6, the east 1/3 of Lots 7, 8, 9, and 10 in Block 2. The west 20 feet of previously abandoned Campo right-of-way and the remaining west 10 feet of the middle 20 feet right-of-way to be abandoned into Lot 6A, Block 2 of the Kenmore addition, and re-subdivision of Lot 1, the west 50 feet of Lots 10, 9, 8, and 7 in Block 3, the east 20 feet of previously abandoned Campo right-of-way, and the remaining east 10 feet of the middle 20 feet of right-of-way to be abandoned into Lot 1-A in Block 3 of the Kenmore addition. All in accordance with survey by William J. Bodine, Jr., located at 809 and 813 East Charles Street, zoned RM-2, SDR 2014-9-1, recommended approval by the Planning Commission.
It was an abandoned right-of-way. We have nothing running in it. The city abandoned it but kept 20 feet, and now it's just the remaining 20 foot. It's going to be split in half and given to the property owners.
Motion, please. Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved. Public hearing is set for October 21st, 2014.
Number 4, introduction of an ordinance to approve amending ordinance number 12-5321 to add the sale and consumption of high alcohol at a restaurant in an MX-C mixed-use commercial district by Wanda Tillis, owner, and Two Brothers Plaza, occupant, located at 900 Magazine Street, ECU 2014-9-1, recommended approval with conditions by the zoning commission. The conditions, number 1, due to change in ownership, Charles Tillis donated property in its entirety to Wanda Tillis. The ordinance needs to only read Wanda Tillis. Number 2, adding high alcohol.
They're amending an ECU that already existed, and because they donated it in full to Ms. Wanda Tillis, they were going to be back here anyhow, so we're amending the existing ECU, adding high alcohol, and it was recommended to approve.
Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved. Public hearing is set for October 21st, 2014.
Number 5, introduction of an ordinance to approve of expanded conditional use request by Gnarly Barley Brewing, occupant, and Westbrook Hammond LLC, owner, to allow retail sales in conjunction with the permitted use of bottling plant in I-L Light Industrial District, located at 1709 Carbon Road, ECU 2014-9-2, recommended approval with conditions by zoning commission. Condition, with the understanding that such use is a personal right that expires upon a change in occupancy of the property being Nolly Barley Brewing Company.
They're a brewery, they mass distribute, and you can do tours of their facility on the weekends and sample the products as you do the tour. And they're wanting to sell their product at the end if you so choose to buy. So this is an ECU.
Josh, have we looked at the church issue?
We did look at the church issue. How I measured it originally was not accurate. It's actually from the property line to the facility itself, and they are inside of that 300-foot mark. So I was measuring from the building to the other property. I had it backwards. And the church sits very far back off the road. They sent a letter to the church, and it got sent back. It was a letter of no objection. It was by the agent and president from the Secretary of State signed it, but I was, unbeknownst to me, that was not the pastor. So I just discovered that today that it was not the pastor. So we'll be working on that. So okay.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved. Public hearing is set for October 21st, 2014.
Number 6.
Mr. President,
Yes,
can
sir.
we recognize the owners of Gnarly Barley who have sat through this entire meeting? So thank you for being here. Got to come one more time, though.
Bring samples.
Okay.
Bring samples. It's good.
It is good.
Number 6. Introduction of an ordinance to approve a rezoning request by Windrush Trace Apartments, LLC, to rezone Site A-1, 7.44 acres, of the Windrush Trace Apartment Survey by RAH Associates, Inc., dated revised 1/3/1994, from RS-11 A to RM-3, located at 414 Windrush Drive, RZ 2014-9-1. Recommended approval by Zoning Commission.
These were built in 94. They were approved by the council to be built. In 94, they did not have an RA district, which was our previous multifamily district that was created in 98. So they were a non-conforming just because there wasn't a multifamily district established when they were built. In the ordinance that established RA, it requested that previously built multifamily dwellings just come in and rezone. Otherwise, you're considered legal non-conforming. Problem is with legal non-conforming, albeit you're legal, banks really don't care to finance anything that says non-conforming. So that's the sole reason they're even coming back.
Motion to introduce.
Second.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved. Public hearing is set for October 21st, 2014.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Number 7. Introduction of an ordinance to declare police confiscated bicycles as surplus and to approve the surplus bikes to be donated to churches and other nonprofit organizations. There are 21 seized bicycles to be issued on a first-come, first-served basis.
Mr. Peters is not here. He will be here for the public hearing. The 21 bicycles are listed there in terms of description. If approved, then we will distribute them as we did last year.
Motion introduced.
Johnny Blunt. Jason Hood. Bobby Martin. Mike Williams. Motion approved. Public hearing is set for October 21st, 2014.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.